What is up, Scream Team? Zach Cherry here, and today we are going to go over the newly released Halloween Ends teaser trailer. I don't normally do content like this. I've been working on like a pretty substantial video, but just to have something in between then, I wanted to put this video out there. And the Halloween Ends teaser trailer was not something I was initially going to even watch. I wanted to kind of go into it spoiler-free, or at least as spoiler-free as I possibly could. And I guess just on a whim, I decided to watch it because, you know, I feel like as much as you try to avoid spoilers, they're going to be all over the internet for the next 3 months. Having said that, if you've been watching any of my other Halloween related content or ranking videos, you'll know that 2018 and Kills were not very high up on my list, but that is not to take away from the people who do really love those movies, because I know that a large portion of the community really does love these movies, and I respect that. I think that's awesome. There's value to be found in across every single one of these movies. That includes Resurrection. So with that said, I honestly have not been very enthusiastic about it coming out. It hasn't been on the top of my list or really on my radar of things coming out in 2022 that I have to watch. Obviously, I'm gonna see it opening night, or as quickly as I can. I'm hopeful that I'm gonna like it more than the last two, but at the same time, I don't really have any expectations. Even in hindsight, because I really wasn't a huge fan of 2018 when that came out, I do like it a lot better in perspective against Halloween Kills, and I really felt like I was really going into Halloween Kills thinking like, oh, this is going to be the good one, this is going to be the one I love. So I don't want to psych myself up for that again and just feel like Halloween Ends is going to be the one that redeems everything for me. So I'm just going to go into it like it's, any other Halloween movie coming out. And regardless of any opinion that I might have had about Blumhouse and their direction and David Gordon Green and Danny McBride, I'm happy that we're still getting Halloween movies, and that, this has really paved the way for, other franchises like Scream to have new sequels coming out years later. Anyway, in terms of this teaser, I'm happy because, I was expecting spoilers galore, obviously, and it's a very short, it's like just over a minute, I believe, of no narration. That was one of the things that really kind of irked me about, I mean, not just even the movies, but even the trailers from before. It was just like a lot of Laurie Strode voiceover of just her kind of pretentious rhetoric that made absolutely no sense. So we really only get 2 sentences just from Laurie Strode in this, where she says like, come on, let's do this, and then something akin to like a very Sidney Prescott, come and get me, mother effer. So, I mean, it's to be expected. We kind of knew that this final chapter was going to be the two of them facing off against one another. So just in terms of, what we see here, we start off with the streets with the trick-or-treaters. Actually, the first thing that came to my mind as I was watching this is that the house is very reminiscent of the Carruthers house from Halloween 4 and 5. Like, it's the same exact design, it's just kind of mirrored. The door is on the other side. Obviously, it's not the Carruthers house, but I feel like it's one of those tip of the hat, or look what we put in here, like very much like the season of the witch masks. So this is not my own observation. On Instagram, someone, and I'm so sorry, I would have credited them, but it was one of those things that popped up and then the screen refreshed and I lost who said it. But they noticed that in this scene where Michael is going up the stairs and opens the door where Laurie is standing there with the gun, that Michael has all of his fingers on his left hand, which obviously he wouldn't have because they were blown off by Laurie's shotgun at the end of 2018, and he didn't have them in the duration of Kills. So it's, I guess, created a lot of speculation that this is not actually Michael Myers, which, I mean, given the trajectory, I guess, of what we've seen in 2018 and Kills, is that Gordon Green and McBride like to dip their hands in a lot of the nostalgia of the past movies and kind of take a lot of cues from there. And if they were doing something like, I could see this being a very Resurrection type thing if, someone else wearing Michael's mask came and attacked Laurie and she killed him. I pray that that's not what they're doing, because I think that that would be ridiculous. But what I'm thinking is that this whole thing was just kind of a very last minute shoot, just to have something to put in the trailer. Because I feel like, Blumhouse and Jason Blum, for, as much criticism as I've given him and that studio, does listen to the fans and, tries to improve upon things. And I'm sure that they know that the trailers of the past have been very spoilery, and they want to kind of condense it down so there isn't a whole lot. So I feel that this might be a fake scene just because they want to kind of leave more open to the imagination. Because when we see Laurie and Michael fighting inside this house, like, that is certainly in the movie, and that's where we see that Michael actually has his fingers missing when she goes to stab his hand. So, I mean, at least that lets us know that in the movie the continuity is right. But, this is why I feel that this scene is fake, and that's not necessarily James Jude Courtney playing Michael in that reshoot, or maybe it is, maybe they just didn't have time to apply all the makeup because they wanted to make this really quick and for cheap, just to have it for the teaser trailer. But I do know that there were reshoots that were done, and James Jude Courtney was involved in those. He was going to be at the Calgary, which is where I live, horror convention, and he had to cancel his appearance to do these reshoots. So a lot of people were very upset about that. And whatever these reshoots were, I'm not sure that it is actually what we see in this trailer. But this whole scene is very, reminiscent of like classic Halloween, like Michael Myers' point of view shot coming up the stairs and going into the bedroom. And that's another reason why I think this is fake, because it's so telegraphed that we know that Laurie's going to be standing on the other side of that door holding a gun. So I feel that whatever happens in the movie that precedes this showdown is going to be more climactic, of just like, within the context of everything else that happens in the movie, there's going to be some sort of segue that gets them to that fight at the end. And I don't think it's him just simply going into her house. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this is a Halloween Resurrection nod, and she's going to kill a prankster or something, which I would not put it past them. But when we actually do see the fight here, this is very brutal. This obviously reminds me very much of Halloween H2O and the fight in the kitchen. We also get the garbage disposal bit, which never actually happened in neither that scene with Michael and Laurie, or even the scene where we did see the garbage disposal, which was earlier in the movie with I forget the kid's name, Charlie. But it was more of a fake out of, will his hand get grinded up in the garbage disposal? And it didn't. We're also seeing like a lot of split-second images of people screaming. And this actually really does remind me of the Scream 3 trailer, which I actually think that's how you make a trailer, because it builds up anticipation for something without actually showing anything or giving away anything. So they definitely are doing that right. This might be another Halloween Resurrection homage, because there's this kid in what looks like an underground tunnel system, or like the sewers, which obviously is these tunnels that ran under the Myers house in that movie. So it slightly reminds me of that. Other than that, most of the scenes that just the clips shown here are things that we've seen in Halloween 1978, 2018, and Halloween Kills. So there's very little like actual new stuff. This is supposed to take place 4 years later. It's all in real time. So supposedly this is happening October 2022. She's dressed up exactly the same as she was in the original. She's got the blue shirt, that JC Penney's outfit that she had in the original. We see like a shot of Allison coming out of a car, and then I'm sure this is new. I don't remember it being in 2018, but just like Hawkins and other police officers ascending on a location. Other than that, Michael attacking a red-headed woman. He's also attacking that kid in the sewer, and just people screaming. It looks like Allison screaming. This is the shot that this confuses me. I don't know what it is, but it looks like he's stabbing into something, which I don't know what it is, but it all of a sudden explodes into what looks like bats. It's like he stabbed into Dracula. If anyone knows what this is, please share some insight in the comments as to what that might be. I can't say that this trailer is, hyped me for this movie. I'm gonna see the movie regardless. That's the thing. I don't need to watch these trailers because my ticket is already mentally purchased, but I commend them. I feel that they did the teaser trailer right. I don't know why it was so difficult for them to do it right, but I'm glad that they did. I'm glad that there wasn't really any major plot spoilers in there. I'm sure that when the official trailer comes out, we'll have more insight into things. I don't know if I'm gonna watch that. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this, what your expectations are, other things that you noticed in the teaser that I probably missed. But other than that, if you do want to get some more insights onto my feelings about the new Halloween trilogy, especially, check out my podcast channel, because we are going to be doing episodes for Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, leading right up to Halloween Ends. That will also happen in October. I will put the links down below so you can find it there as well. But until next time, I've been Zach Cherry, and I'll be right back.